The latest from the New York Times, and I can't believe this is real life. They had a front page story on their website alleging, be ready for this, that in 1985 he threw a piece of ice when he was a junior in college at somebody else who was inside of a Yale area bar. A front page article on Brett Kavanaugh now that alleging that in 1985, 33 years ago, he threw a piece of ice at somebody else in a bar, in a college bar. I read this and I'm like, my God, we have reached a post-satire America when we are so aggressively examining the background of a Supreme Court judicial nominee that there is an investigation and article about him throwing a piece of ice 33 years ago. Now, let's be honest. It was the perfect crime because the ice melted before he could be fingerprinted. He denies having thrown the piece of ice at someone else in the bar, but that is a real story that is being written that is beyond insane. Let me tell you this right now. I want you to listen closely. Brett Kavanaugh is going to be confirmed. And if he is not confirmed, it is the worst thing that has happened to Democrats, maybe in the last 15 years when it comes to their chances to win Senate seats. Because if he is voted down, I believe there are a lot of people like me who watched that hearing and decided while watching it, I am not going to vote for a Democratic Senate nominee in any way to encourage the behavior that I saw in that hearing. There are all sorts of reasons you cannot want to support Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, regardless of who it is, Brett Kavanaugh in this particular situation. Reading through his yearbook to quiz him about the senior superlatives in there, I'm sorry, it isn't one of them. Investigating a 33-year-old allegation that he threw a piece of ice at another student in a campus bar, I'm sorry, it's not one of them. What is going to happen is lots of reasonable people like me who are 100% going to vote and not particularly aggressively committed to any one side are going to say, I don't want the Supreme Court Justice of the United States to be questioned about beer drinking when he has been a member of the D.C. Circuit Court for 12 years and had zero issues with his professional behavior. This guy is eminently qualified to be a Supreme Court Justice. If you don't want him to be a Supreme Court Justice, vote against him. Don't claim it's because in 1985 he threw a piece of ice at somebody, or because in 1982 some girl who can't remember any facts deserves to be believed because she made an allegation that makes it more likely that he could not get votes. He is being, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to block this guy. He has not lied. You are allowing your ridiculous biases to govern your opinions. I am telling you this right now. If Kavanaugh gets voted down, West Virginia, Tennessee, Missouri, Texas to the extent it's competitive, Montana, Indiana, all of those states, North Dakota, they are going to all come in and they are going to make a substantial difference in the Senate. People are not very smart. I told you this last week. One of the reasons why I make the living doing what I do is because most people in media look at where the puck is. If you're on the ice skating rink, they play the puck where it is. Intelligent people don't play the puck where it is, as Wayne Gretzky said. You play the puck where it's going to end up. I am telling you right now, the worst thing that can happen to Democrats, given where the battleground is in 2018, the House is not a real battleground. It doesn't matter that much when it comes to any kind of judicial decision-making. The Senate is a 6-year term. The senators that are elected in 2018 will be serving all the way through, potentially, Donald Trump's entire tenure. And the Republicans are going to pick up seats. And if Brett Kavanaugh is voted down, the Republicans are going to pick up even more seats because lots of reasonable people like me are going to go out and we're going to vote for the Republican Party. I have already decided that unless Phil Bredesen comes out in support of Brett Kavanaugh's nomination, in Tennessee, for instance, where I live, I'm going to vote for Marsha Blackburn. Not because I agree with her on everything, but because I can't reward in any way the behavior of the Senate Democrats.